Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Top 5 Camps. I'm TNG, and right off the bat, for all the people that subscribed and were expecting to hear Fargassia's voice, I apologise for the disappointment. It's back to business as usual this week, I'm afraid, and you're going to have to put up with my dulcet tones destroying your eardrums. What can I say? You don't always get what you're expecting, wife. Anyhow, for those new people who are tuning in to watch the video, the first half of it is going to be the best immersive camps of the week, and the second half is going to be the best clean camps of the week. So, without further ado, let's stop chatting on and take a look at this week's best camp builds. In the number 5 spot for the immersive builds, we have Buzz Killington with the Shantytown camp, and this is one of the best I've seen. I'm going to be straight up with you. It's a really cool looking settlement, isn't it? It's the best way to describe it. I do like how many prefabs you've managed to shove in such a small area. Kind of answers the age-old question how many pieces of Lego you can shove up your arsehole. That's totally not relevant. Don't know why I said that. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. I'm actually surprised at how well the prefabs work with each other too. Overall, really cool design. Yeah, I can't fault it one bit, Buzz. You've done a top job on that. So, reason why this is in position 5 and it's not any higher is because of the lack of decor. Now, I understand why though. Don't get me wrong, that's not a dig at you. Those prefabs take up more space than, I don't know, insert your old metaphor here. They take up a load of budget is what I'm saying. So, to even get as much decor in it as you have is quite impressive. Yeah, overall, pal, really well designed camp. I love the look of the thing, and it's a really clever use of prefabs too. Yeah, congratulations on the number 5 spot, pal. Coming in at number 4, we have Jawa 4 with the Forest Ramshackle Roadside Camp. And this one is typical Jawa, guys. If you've ever seen any of his builds, you'll recognise this kind of style immediately. He's got a really unique way of building things, but they all have the same kind of theme running throughout them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, don't you? Of course you do. Even Guy at back knows what I'm on about. Beautiful. Exterior-wise, this thing is immersive as hell. It is a wasteland creation through and through. It looks like some, built by a guy who's had a house described to him, but that's what you kind of expect wasteland creations to look like. It's not going to look like a palace, is it? It's after a nuclear war. I'd be happy with a bloody tent. Alright, exterior-wise, it's law-friendly, it's scrappy, and yeah, as ever, Jawa, you have knocked it out of the bloody park. Absolutely fantastic work. Now, Jawa hasn't just stopped with the exterior. The interior keeps in theme with the build perfectly. Again, it's scrappy. It looks thrown together. It looks like some guy's been out having a mooch around and just brought back any old mismatched shit he can find and decorated the place. But again, that's a compliment. That is exactly what you want from this kind of build. You want it to look like somebody has put the stuff down, not like it's been placed, if that makes any sense whatsoever. No, it probably doesn't, but it does in my ADHD brain. Jawa, you have absolutely nailed it with this one, pal. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 4 spot. More than well deserved, my friend. Coming in at number 3, we have Last One Left with the Low Rent Ranch. And this has been very kindly uploaded on behalf of Last One Left by Moonlight Cowboy. So if you want to check out the full video, head on over to his channel. Anyhow, yeah, this is another perfectly immersive build. Another one that looks like it should be part of the wasteland. Like Bethesda, no, Todd Howard himself has picked this out of thin air and placed it down. It is so goddamn convincing. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it one more time and drive you all insane with it. If you ever want to try your hand at immersive stuff, right, use different building materials. It gives it such a realistic effect. That is what Last One Left has done here. Instead of just going for one solid, I don't know, building set like the shack walls, for example, or the warehouse, he's mixed it up. He's thrown some junk walls in there. He's thrown some of the brick defensive stuff down. We've got slatty boys over every square inch. I even think we've got some of the covered bridge pieces. It makes it look ramshackle, guys. It makes it look thrown together. Last One Left, this exterior is absolutely bloody spot on. Really, really nice work on this one. When I say nice, I mean it's an absolute eyesore, but again, that's what we're going for, guys. It's the immersive section. If you don't like it, skip to the clean ones. Now, much like Jawa's build, Last One Left hasn't just stopped with a killer exterior. The interior is amazingly well decorated. I mean, this is phenomenal work. It looks scruffy. It looks dirty. It looks Fallout. I absolutely love the way you've decorated this place, mate. Again, fantastic work. Last one left. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot, we have Milne with the Forgotten Home build. And guys, when I say this is probably one of the most realistic builds I've ever seen, you're just going to have to trust me on it, right? This could be something you'd find in the real world, let alone in Fallout. It's just so damn convincing, isn't it? The idea behind this build is, when the bombs dropped, the occupants just got up and left, and it's just been sitting there, you know, out in the elements, left to the ravages of time. And I don't know about you guys, but I think Milne's done a bloody good job at capturing that theme. Another thing I really liked about this build, and we'll see this more on the interior as well, there's not actually any glitches in it. Not any major glitches anyway. Yes, there is some complicated elements where you have to bend the game's mechanics a little bit to your will, but there's not hundreds of merge glitches. You've not had to go under the map to do anything, for example. It's all pretty much, you know, your basic building techniques with a little bit of spice thrown in there. It's a really convincing, real-worldy kind of camp, this, so credit where credit's due, Milne. You've absolutely nailed the exterior of this thing. Now, if we take a look on the inside, and I'm going to be a little bit of a, you know, salty bitch here now. I see comments all the time saying, oh, TNG, you only let merged camps into the top 5. Well, this is a perfect example of a camp with very few or maybe even no merge glitches getting into the top 5. This is just quite simply a very well decorated camp, and it's not even massively decorated either. It just fits in so well with the theme that Milne is trying to go for. In the words of Todd Howard, guys, it just bloody well works. I think you've done an amazing job on this build overall, Milne. The interior, the exterior, everything is just, yeah, it's top notch, my friend. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 2 spot. Right then, so now we come to the number 1 spot of the immersive builds, and who do you think's got it this week? Well, I'm going to have to keep you waiting for just a little bit longer, because it's time for this week's honourable mentions. Yes, and as ever, we have 2 of them. The first one goes to Fluffnera with the Forest Flea Market Camp, and this is again another very wastelandy kind of thing. You know, you could imagine a group of traders building up a camp like this. The location makes sense. It's on a road where people would be more than likely to, you know, traverse down, and the way that the junk's been scattered around and set out, yeah, it does look like a convincing trading post. Fluff, really good work on this. I can't complain one bit. The only reason it is an honourable mention is because there's been so many amazing immersive builds submitted this week. Any other week, this would probably be in the top 5 easily. Now, our second immersive honourable mention goes to Kalari Builds with the repurposed old war house. And I love how you've taken this shitty old broken up house and turned it into a really nice looking, no, not nice looking, a really scruffy looking abode. Seriously, my mate, you have done an excellent job at transforming this location. And guys, trust me, it is not very easy to build in pre-existing structures. They can be really finicky and awkward to build in, especially with clipping points, so Kalari's done an excellent job of actually building something so significant here. Yeah, I like this one, Kalari. Really good use of the location, like I said, and again, all round, top work. So that wraps up the immersive honourable mentions. Now we come back to the number 1 spot. And who do you think's got it this week, guys? Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for any longer. This week's winner is KH Corners with the Abandoned Mine Camp. And you tell me honestly now, does that look like something that's been player built? Or does it look like a location that's in-game? Because, in my personal opinion, that looks like something that Bethesda has put in. It is so damn convincing. If you stumbled across this in Wasteland, you would second-guess yourself, wouldn't you? Absolutely fucking phenomenal work on this one, KH. Now, let's take a look at some of the finer details on it. I love the little minecart area that you've got there, and I still can't work out how you've done it. I don't know how you've made them rails. I've been scratching my head for a while now. I thought it were conduits, and I thought they were pre-existing, but I don't know, guys. Please let me know your thoughts down in comments. That stumped me, that one has. Oh, actually, I may have just worked it out. Is that the alien catwalk piece? I think it could be. But again, please let me know if I'm wrong. Now, as well as the little minecart area and the structure itself, we've got some pretty cool homemade machinery. I love the mine wheel, and now you've incorporated it into the drill press. That is absolutely phenomenal work, and it looks like, well, it looks like a bit of bloody heavy machinery, doesn't it? And it's all so well done and so cleverly done as well. KH, this is phenomenal, buddy. Really awesome work on this camp, dude. The exterior, so bloody realistic. All the clever decor that you've done, and obviously the amount of time that you've put into this build, it's all commendable, my friend. Absolutely awesome work. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the #1 spot in the immersive camp category. More than well deserved. Right then, so next up we have the best clean camps of the week, but before we take a look at them, I just want to let you guys know, if you fancy trying your hand at the top 5 camp competition, there's a link to my Discord in the description. All you gotta do is click on that and then submit your camps into this section here. It's really that simple, guys. It'll take you less than a minute to join, and who knows, if you submit your camp, you may be in next week's top 5. Anyhow, let's get back to the task at hand and take a look at these clean builds. And in the #5 spot, we have K-Build 76 with the rustic modern house. And straight away, I like this because of the size of it, guys. It's nothing too massive. It's a nice compact camp, and I am a fan of that kind of build. Another thing I really did like was how it's built into the mountain side, but more so how you've actually supported it. You see a lot of builds that are defying gravity. They'll be hanging off the edge of a cliff and, you know, nothing but hopes and dreams are holding them up. But Kay has actually spent a bit of time of building this little supporting platform here. And she's not just used stair posts either. She's actually made something substantial that fits in with the rest of the build. Again, it's quite a rare thing to see, believe it or not. Yeah, fair play to you for taking the time out to do that. It really does add to a build. What really stood out to me on this one, though, was the interior on the thing. This place is beautifully decorated, and yes, there is a lot of merge glitches going down. There is quite a few complicated tricks that have been used, but look at the overall effect, guys. I think it looks absolutely awesome. Okay, you have absolutely knocked this one out of the park, and I think it's your first entry to the competition as well. So again, well played. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the #5 spot. Hats off to you, mate. In the #4 spot, we have Moonlight Glitch Boy with the High Tower Hacienda. And guys, I don't really need to say much about Moonlight, do I? We all know his usual style by now. We all know he likes to build in aneurysm-inducing places. And this camp is, it's no different at all. Now, obviously, the biggest challenge about this kind of build is the location in it. Getting up there, getting your camp module down, and actually starting to build the bloody thing. It's no easy feat, so we've got to give marks to Moonlight for pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, with that being said, while actually getting up here and getting your camp going could be quite difficult, the actual camp itself isn't anything too tricky. It's a very simple shape. There's nothing too mad about it. But it looks really nice. It's a really sweet looking camp. I think my favourite thing about the decor on it was the little light rails that you've made at the back there. That's a brilliant touch, and I will be stealing that from you, let me tell you. Truth be told though, the decor throughout the camp is solid. I can't complain about it at all. It's clean, it's functional, and it's got quite a few dashes of trickery in there as well. Yeah, Moonlight, nice work on this build, pal. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the #4 spot. Coming in at #3, we have Batandra with the Chateau de la Harrière. That's how you say it. As you can tell, I can speak fluent French, innit? Anyhow, this one was a difficult one to place because it's not your typical clean 76 camp, is it? But it's not an immersive one. So yeah, you let me know where I should have put this down in the comments. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of exterior of the thing. I'm a British guy. I love castles. We like to, you know, traipse around and plonk them down on land we want to conquer. This is the way. So when I see one in 76, naturally, it is going to catch my attention. And I can appreciate the amount of work this must have taken as well. Batandra has used the stone defensive walls, the Wavy Willards one, to create this. And it must have been a kick in the penis, getting them all lined up and straight and actually functioning as castle walls. Yeah, top job on the whole outside of the thing, Batandra. Difficult to do, tricky to make look right, and time consuming as well. The interior of it is more your typical clean camp. There is some medieval kind of vibes to it because obviously you're inside of a bleeding castle, aren't you? It's kind of unavoidable. But I do think the decor is done extremely well, especially that kitchen area. That was my favourite bit of the whole inside of the thing. Yeah, overall, Batandra, really nice looking castle. I have seen a few. This one is up there. Yeah, a build more than worthy of the number 3 spot. Thank you very much for entering this week. Trash Panda with the Japanese courtyard build. And I'm going to go out on a whim here and say that this is a very similar build to, I think it's Logan RTX. However, I have seen quite a few of these, so it could be a number of different builders that Panda's got the influence from. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there in case there's anybody that recognises this. Now, this is a stunning looking build. Obviously, the main feature of it is the little pond area in the middle there. That has been beautifully well put together. And again, guys, those boulders, they are not easy to work with, and they look phenomenal. Properly well laid out little courtyard area, this. I'm a massive fan of it. It's even got little benches being used as wall support beams or whatever the technical bloody term is. You know what I'm saying, don't you? It looks good. Another aspect at build that I like is the shoji walls. Now, I think Stow Your Sweet Roll did a fantastic tutorial on them, so if you want to replicate that, head on over to his channel and have a ganders. Personally, I think if you're doing a Japanese-inspired build like this one, they're kind of a necessity, and Trash Panda has used them amazingly. It really is a beautiful looking camp. It's the best way I can describe it. I mean, look at the decor as well. We've even got stools merged into the ground as well. It's bob on. You've done a solid job on this, Trash Panda. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 2 spot. Gorgeous camp, that one. Right then, it's time to see who's come in the number 1 spot for the clean category. But much like the immersive category, before I show you who's won, we've got to take a look at this week's clean honourable mentions. Yes, and again, we've got 2 of them. The first one goes to Texas with the Stonehaven Keep. And let me tell you, mate, this was hard to place. It was between you and Batandra. You both had very similar builds, but I swung over to that side a little bit more. However, I thought this thing was fucking awesome. The way it looks, the way you've put it together, it's quite a technical one. And the interior on the thing, it looks like a bloody medieval banquet hall, mate. Honestly, one of the most convincing castle interiors that I've ever seen submitted to the competition. So, yeah, you did a stellar job on it, my friend. But like I say, Batandra's just won out for me. And I didn't want 2 of the same in the top 5, if that makes any sense. Anyhow, thank you very much for entering, and congratulations on the honourable mention, buddy. Now, our second and final honourable mention goes to with the Enchanted Mushroom Grove. And this was another one that I really struggled to put into a category. Is it clean? Is it immersive? You let me know down in comments. Now, from the outside, this thing just looks like a cube, and you're probably thinking, TNG, you've lost your bloody mind, haven't you? Well, yes, I have, but not for this reason. If we take a look inside of this cuboid-looking structure, we've met with this absolutely beautiful forest scene. Yebe's become a master at this kind of build, guys. If you've seen his stuff before, yeah, you'll know. The way that the dude creates landscapes and makes it look so natural is phenomenal. This is like stepping into an enchanted forest in it. There's no other way of describing it. Yebe, again, another amazing and creative build. And I would love to see some of the people's faces when they step inside of this build. It must be a right bloody shocked at system. Thank you very much for entering. Congratulations on the honourable mention. And now we come back to the number 1 spot. And who do you think's got it this week, guys? Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for any longer. This week's winner of the clean category is Twisted Rose with the Executive Manor build. And guys, how bloody beautiful is that? That is one stunning looking building, proper grandiose. The White Springs set is absolutely killing it there, and the shapes that Twisted's got in. Yeah, this thing is a bloody masterpiece. The thing that stood out to me the most on this build was the little entryway there. Again, the angulation in the situation and the stairs that she's got running up to it. Personally, I think that made this build. If it wasn't for the angulation and the stair situation, it wouldn't look anywhere near as good. It wasn't just the exterior that caught my eye on this gaff either. Look at the interior of it and tell me what you think. I don't know about you, but I reckon it's a nice balance between a decent amount of decor to keep it nice and clean and, you know, not being too bare. Personally, I think it works perfectly. I've got no complaints about the interior at all, and some of the little tricks that Rosie's done. Again, a trademark hi-fi there. Yeah, you can't you can't deny that isn't cool, guys. Twisted, another fantastic build from yourself, and it is more than worth it of the #1 spot. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on first place. Properly nice camp you've got here. And that wraps it up for this week, guys. Thank you to each and every single one of you for entering. There was a lot of entries this week, and it was bloody difficult, especially the immersive category. I could have done 2 top 5s worth with all the incredible camps that were submitted to it. Again, thank you all a bunch. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. If that's anything that you guys are interested in, there's a link in description as well as links to all my other socials too. Anyhow, as we say in the north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one. Have fun, everybody.